Welcome to another exciting episode of Bumping Into Walls, and I am Dave, and he's Anthony, and oh, wait a minute, I forgot we had a third person in here, one who hasn't been here in, I don't know.
Couple of years,
but he's back, everybody.
Back in black.
Literally, today. Jesse, welcome back.
Hi, everybody. For all the people that don't remember me, I'm Jesse, and I'm glad to be back on the show.
And most importantly, folks, we've hit a year mark already. Where does the time go?
Goes by really fast.
I know. So, okay, Jesse, we're going to pick on you. Talk to you. How have you been? What have you been up to? What's new? Tell us all about it. And
I've been doing all right. Not too much crazy going on. I have a son, so I've been, get him to school during the days and whatnot.
Guess he grew up since you was here last. Kids do that.
Oh yes, he hasn't been featured on the show since he was 4 or 5.
Oh my gosh, and that
Yes.
happened, again
Before COVID.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he used to make a sort of a yearly appearance. Every year he would do a "You're listening to Bumping Into Walls" type of thing. So I'm doing that, and I'm on the board for the Canadian Council of the Blind Alberta Division and Calgary chapter,
Whoa.
which
Whoa,
is
that's-
fun in
that's new.
both positions. I'm an entertainment convener for Calgary, and I'm the secretary for Alberta. I even get to wear a nice outfit at the office.
Do you wear a skirt?
Whoa.
Yes.
Well, don't scare our listeners, guys. Oh, jeez.
Yes,
Now-
I do.
Boy, now we got mental pictures here, and that could give
Yep.
folks
Whoops.
nightmares.
Sorry, boys.
I'm very good at my secretarial work.
Well,
That's awesome.
Very entertainment. What's the title? Entertainment
Convener.
Convener.
convener. Boy, that sounds like
Apparently.
a fancy title. Exactly. So, Canadian Council of the Blind. Of course, I knew about them, but what exactly are they, and what do they do?
Well, so Canadian Council of the Blind, their mandate covers, recreational programs, advocacy is a big part of it, and with the new board that we've had in, we're doing a lot of work with that, hopefully. But we do also in Calgary run a bowling group on Fridays, and we play crib every Wednesday. And during the winter season, we curl every other Monday at the Calgary Curling Club. And we also have been doing swimming at the Inglewood Pool. We book it to ourselves, and you can really go in there and have the self-confidence of swimming and not having to worry about bumping into sighted people.
You bump into the occasional wall, but that pool's small
Yeah.
enough that...
Oh, come on.
There's nothing wrong with bumping into walls.
That's what we do.
No, I smacked Anthony into a wall. I'm surprised he lets me guide him around. I think but only once.
My son smacked him into something the other day. So
Yeah, and he was going a good clip, and the next thing I know, wham!
I'm surprised you boys still have. I guess that give me one thing. Guys got some hard heads.
I didn't get hit in the head. I got hit in the knee, and it put me out for a
Ouch.
while, so I felt like the Godfather getting de-kneed or something, but whatever.
Oh my gosh!
But basically, that's a big part of what we do, and just
on.
also, yes, the advocacy part, and hopefully reaching out to the community and working with the movers and shakers in the city to make things more accessible, and a lot of the, I guess there's maybe some overlap between what the CNIB is hoping to do with advocacy and what we do, but I think that's probably a good thing. The more people you have talking into a politician's ear or something like that, the better.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get too much into politics,
Nope.
but we know, talking into this particular. Anyways, I was going to get not into it too much, but talking to a politician ears sometimes falls on deaf ears. But I know I do know there was a open house over at CNIB in terms of their 5-year action plan or something like that. How did that go?
Yeah.
So it went well, and hopefully we can see the results of that as time is progressing. There was a lot of talk about attitudinal barriers and trying to break them down and educate people more and change the attitude, the subconscious kind of attitude and preconceived notions that people have about blindness, and hopefully make some change. So that was a big part of what they talked about. And Robert Fenton, who's in a national position and on the board of the CNIB and works with the Calgary Police Service, and as a guide dog user and blind, he got up and gave a very rousing speech about us being able to deserve to have access to equality. We tend to not have access to something and get upset about it, and we don't always do something with that anger or frustration that we're feeling. And he's saying we deserve to say we should have access to this, or we shouldn't be locked out of this thing. We need to remember that we have a right to that stuff too. We have a right to equal access, and there's nothing wrong with going out there and asking for it or demanding it if you need to.
Oh, well,
That's awesome, man.
Well, very interesting. We didn't get a
comes
chance to make it. It was one of those things that things just
happen.
Happen, and we're busy enough sometimes, for sure. And another thing that did happen over that Canadian National Institute of the Blind, and a lot of folks really don't know of them, which is really weird. They're right in Bridgeland. You can't miss them. But
Well, you can if you're me.
well, of course. But they had an open house. They had Humanware come in. I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of gadgets and braille displays and braille keyboards and
Digital players.
Oh yes, speaking of digital player, Victor Reader Stream 3 is of course a brand new one that folks may be aware of. There was the Victor Reader Stream 2nd edition, which was very popular and still is and used by many. Really, my thoughts on the whole Stream 3, I should say nothing has changed, but really it hasn't. It's the same layout. The keys are more rubber, and if you're sighted, the numbers on it are bolder and bigger. So that helps. Your bookmark key is the same. They have changed in terms of the synthetic text. You can download different content voices, which is really cool. So, and I think they have improved on that. I think I downloaded Brian, and it sounds a lot better than on the old one. So really, I do not like synthetic text. I will listen to a book.
But if you could, would you, now with his new voice, would you actually be more willing to listen to Brian if you had to?
No.
No? Okay.
Sorry. You know what? I do like my human narration, but that's having said that, for a magazine, obviously, sometimes it's better to get the synthetic text because I think they're more up to date that way. But really, in terms of that, I have no complaints. I heard there was complaints about the built-in battery, but really, I think I charged mine about, I'm going to say, I guess 2 weeks ago, and I'm at 53%. I'm still running. And again, that's going to vary on usage. If you use the Bluetooth feature, well, that's going to wear down the battery a bit more. So, I mean, putting it online, I'm sure it wears it down a bit more too, like it used to. That's just the way it is with these battery-operated devices. I mean, that's why I don't necessarily put it online too much unless I have to, one, update it or one, download a new book. And,
that's right.
What have you. So, really, from a user's aspect, I like it. That's just me. You know, you have to be your own judge. Really.
You got to know if it's going to work for you.
Yeah, if it works for you, that's great. And you know what, folks? Why I'm here, I'm going to just remind everyone that you are listening to Bumping Into Walls here on CJSW 90.9 on that FM dial. And of course, if you're not on the FM dial, you can check us out on the CJSW app, and of course, anywhere you may get your podcast.
And before we go any further, since we forgot to do this because, Jesse showed and he's awesome, well, for those who don't know what Bumping Into Walls is, we're a show that brings light to the issues of the vision loss community.
No pun intended.
No, that's what our organization calls our disability, for lack of a better term. So,
I see the light.
Yeah. Blinded by the light, just like that rock song, you know.
There you go.
Whoa, so back up a minute, Dave. You said Bluetooth. That's a big feature update from the second gen stream, which didn't have Bluetooth. So now if you do have a nice big booming Bluetooth speaker you want to listen to a book on, or you want to not carry your stream around with you while you're doing housework and you have Bluetooth headphones, that's a great feature.
I've used it on my Alexa speaker, and it does work just fine. The only thing is, I got confused. I thought it was a bug, but it's not. You have to, obviously at home, when you turn off, I always get this, when you turn off your airplane mode, right, that'll put it online.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I thought, now you have to put your stream online or use Bluetooth. That's not the case. You just have to turn off your airplane mode. So if you have a pair of Bluetooth headphones and you're out and about, you still use that feature. Just turn off your airplane mode, and that'll kick in your Bluetooth feature. And yes, that is a pretty big feature. From what we learned from Humanware, is they do listen to their customers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's all based on customer feedback and what have you. So,
the stream is a beloved product.
Oh, yes. Speaking of other products, you had a chance, Jesse, to try out the Stellar Trek. So why don't you go on about that a little bit?
Okay, so to back up a little bit, there was a product which was basically the Victor Stream, second generation, but bigger and with extra stuff in it. And it was called the Victor Trek. And the extra stuff was a specialized GPS program for the blind that announces what intersections you're approaching and has an open area mode where you can mark landmarks for if there's no defined streets or anything. It's a full-featured program. Well, Humanware went ahead and put this technology into its own device, which they have been doing for a while, but this latest device, I guess, has some AI that's being used behind the scenes as well, and it's called the Stellar Trek. And it was a great device. I had a chance to play with it a bit and get an idea for how it does it, announcing like when you're walking around an area or driving around an area, letting you know what you're passing. And of course, it has a great something that you don't see on a lot of mainstream GPS apps for the sighted, or you do, but it's implemented in a way that's not as simple. But with the Stellar Trek, one of the nice things is that you can go into what's called map browsing mode, either from your current location or from any location, and you can essentially virtually walk around that neighborhood. And walk down this street, or it tells you the next intersection is 28th crossing 9th Avenue or whatever, and I want to turn right and go on to 9th Ave and see what's down there. And you can virtually walk around because the maps are actually downloaded onto your device, and it uses satellite positioning. You can actually explore the map without going anywhere. I can look up anywhere in Alberta, Canada, anywhere, and pick a neighborhood and walk around it.
Yeah, cool.
And also the Stellar Trek has a OCR, optical character recognition, so it can read a sheet of print paper and spit it back at you with the synthetic text voice. And you can also use it to confirm the address on a business. So if you're getting directions to something, you can point the camera at the door or where you think the address might be, and it'll actually even give you some guidance if it sees a door or an address to help you find it and locate it and get it in the frame properly, to take a picture of it and confirm that you're at your destination.
And also, didn't it also allow you to, once you got in a place, it would say, you have a front desk 10 feet ahead of you. Well, I think Michelle was telling us that you can do that.
You can actually record landmarks. And the landmarks that you record can say whatever you want them to say. So I could, for example, I don't have one. I got to play around with it, but I don't own one. But if I had come up here with a Stellar Trek, I could have landmarked McEwen Hall, and I could have said anything I wanted within the allotted time it gives you to record about McEwen Hall or what you need to know once you get inside.
Mm-hmm.
And do that. And of course, actually, this would be a great place for something like the Stellar Trek, because university campuses are a bit weird with the streets layout and all of that. So you could actually put it into open area mode and just kind of navigate as the crow flies and landmark buildings that are important to you, instead of trying to navigate by streets when you're on a campus and they're not all defined, and you get a lot of street with no name or, stuff like that.
Just like horse with no name. Okay.
Well, exactly. I walk with my cane down a street with no name. So
There you go,
you're
man.
Good to go.
Good old
yeah.
America track, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much the Stellar Trek in a nutshell. It's a pretty well like $2,000
That's
super
all?
GPS
Oh yeah, you can.
device.
You
yeah,
got that money in
can-
your pocket,
yeah,
dude. You got that in your pocket.
honestly,
No problem.
Yeah, I keep that in a change bowl behind my front door.
Do you?
I
Sweet.
didn't see it at your front door, and I was I was at your place, so I didn't see no change
Yeah.
bowl, buddy.
Well, I hide it when you come over.
Oh, I know,
Oh.
'cause you know I'd take it, right? Or Sid ate it, one or the other.
But but yeah, it's a good device.
Oh, awesome,
and
yeah.
It does some cool stuff, and yeah, having the OCR and a couple of extra features like and a color identifier. So
That's pretty cool.
you can point it at things and it'll do its best to try and identify the color for
So
you.
if your little one decides to fall down, would you be able to point it and you know that your kid has like a big red splotch on them? Or no,
No.
probably not.
No,
But it deals
that's
with clothes, right?
not handy with that kind of thing. But
Okay.
yeah, clothes or a piece of furniture, I guess, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to identify. But it is definitely its main feature
Yeah.
is to be a really good, awesome GPS unit. And the nice thing about it is if you don't have access to internet, a lot of the GPS apps on the phone, they're great because they work off the internet, so you have instant map without it having to be downloaded onto your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to update it because it's in real time. But it also means if you lose your internet for some reason, you lose your map. Or with this, you have the map for wherever you are fully downloaded, so you could be out in the bush in open area mode, bushwhacking, leaving landmarks, and you're just going off the satellite and the map that's downloaded onto your device.
That's awesome.
And the battery lasts a wicked long time. And I don't know, I think they said about 16 hours or something of continuous use, which is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a good device.
You can always be out all day, or almost all
Yeah,
day.
you could be out if you're working. You
Exactly.
could go out in the morning and come home in the afternoon, and you still got 8 hours left.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think they say the Victor Stream is 15 hours of continuous use.
Yeah.
The new one, which is actually really, really good considering.
Especially for what we use them for. Right? Like it's not like on a phone where they say 15 hours of continuous use and then you're watching videos or playing some high-end game or something like that. Like on the stream and devices like that, you get a lot of bang for your battery because it doesn't use up a massive amount of battery to read a Daisy book or, it obviously uses more if you're online.
Mhm.
But still, I mean, that 15 hours you're going to get a good solid 15 hours out of it. And how many people are using it continuously for 15 hours? I mean, if you are, it's great.
Yep.
If you're flying to New Zealand or something.
That's fair.
But if not, that's a couple of days of, turning it on, using it for a while and turning it off.
Even going to Edmonton, it's only 3 hours on a bus, so you're not going to use it. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. that
And
they-
meanwhile, you don't have to worry about draining your phone battery to do all that kind of stuff.
Nope.
You
No,
don't
and-
want to be reading a book and then, my phone's dead. I can't call anyone now.
yeah, that's
Well, see, and that's the thing. The argument I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I just use my phone. I don't bother with the stream." Or even with the Stellar Trek, I heard the comments, "Oh, I just got my phone. Why would I need a Stellar Trek?" Well, I guess you just highlight as to why.
There's something about using a device that's purpose built for something. I mean, if you get the Stellar Trek, you are getting a device where all of the resources in that device are put into the GPS thing, and with the stream, it is designed to do what it does. Where on the phone, you get apps, which are going to vary in levels of quality and accessibility, and that's great. But sometimes to use a device that's simple, doesn't take a lot of thought or something like that, especially with the Stellar Trek, if you're out and about, you don't want to be flicking around on your phone trying to find what button to push for this or that. On the Stellar Trek, you just push a button that's predetermined to do something. Like with one push of a button, you can find out where you are and what's around you, and it's sometimes it's just nice to have that. Or with a book reader, just knowing that if you push this button, you're gonna skip forward by a minute or a chapter, instead of going on your phone to try and find the button that opens the menu that gives you access to your navigation settings, that allows you to change to this so that way you can navigate by chapter.
It's a lot of extra stuff that with the particular device that does X, they've developed it just to do that. So there's advantages to that, and I'm a big fan of a project just for that. Like, I think phones are great, but I use mine for answering and texting, and I hardly ever text you, Jesse, but when I do, I know it works.
And I use my phone to read books and stuff like that too, but, sometimes it's nice to put the phone down, it's charging or something like that, and, I can just listen to this on my stream, or even a podcast, Yes, you can get them instantly on your phone, and you don't have to wait for them to download and stuff like you do on the stream. But the stream is a really nice way, simple way to get podcasts and consume them and have it automatically deleted after a while, after you've played it. And it's a really kind of clean way to manage your podcast feeds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is great to have you come back, because you were the guy that dealt with anything tech. So I'm glad to see you back, man.
I tried.
Well, I mean, tech users. I mean, we're all
techie in our own way. In our own way, we're all techie, but he's on top of it a lot more than you or I would be. But that's okay, man.
Well, I just told you guys I got a PC, so now we're dealing with
now
that.
We're getting into the
that's great.
Now I get to play with the big boys, so to speak. Never mind tablet.
Yeah, you're in with the big boys now.
Now we can, audio editing on the PC and playing around with Windows PowerShell. Woohoo!
Oh boy! What about Turtle Shell?
Gosh, I haven't played with Windows since, let's see here. Well, I used it in a business setting, so that would have been maybe X7.
Oh gosh!
What about door? Yeah, well, at least you weren't playing with doors, because if you get hit with a door like I did last night, that hurts.
Windows 7, so Windows
changed quite a bit to Windows 11, but it's not as scary as when Windows 10 came out, and Windows 8, and then Windows 10. There was so many horror stories about it, especially if you were a blind person. But
they got all the
Microsoft has done a lot towards accessibility. It's not perfect, but they've done a lot to make things accessible from their end, and the screen readers are keeping up pretty well nowadays. JAWS keeps up pretty well. NVDA always seems to be ahead on one or two things.
Well, that's what I'm going to be putting on is NVDA.
Oh yeah, might as well.
Because it's free. JAWS.
JAWS has a purpose.
It has its purpose, but I have
nothing against it. But it is a lot of money, and it does seem like in a lot of things, like when there's some sort of an advancement, it kind of seems like JAWS lags behind a bit.
Hold on, boys. I just thought of something. We're talking JAWS, NVDA. I guess we got to decide. I guess we had to let people know what they are. They are a screen reader.
It reads stuff that's on your screen in a voice. So it will read whatever's on your screen, and basically you have access to roaming around your screen, and it gives you access to your complete screen.
Well, to rephrase a little bit, it'll read everything on your screen that it has access to.
Oh, that's right.
Which opens up a whole conversation about coding and stuff like that. But basically, if things are coded and programmed in a conventional, universally accepted kind of way, then in theory things should work fine. But if things are programmed to be super visually appealing and stuff like that, and people do different things in different ways, sometimes the screen reader does not get access to certain parts of the interface, and also if images are not labeled,
I hate
then
those.
there's nothing the screen reader can do about that.
Image.
I've had people think that the screen reader could just automatically start describing images,
Yeah.
and there is some technology in some of the screen readers that is working towards doing that, but an image is still an image.
Yeah.
And when you're programming an app or a website, please just label it.
It takes 5 seconds to label it,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. But yeah,
But that's a whole show to itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but
maybe we need to get Adam,
We
the
need
web
to get
designer,
Adam
back
from
in here.
yeah, we
again.
need to get Adam from Megawatts Creative back in here. Sure.
Talk all about cookies.
Oh, yum yum! I love cookies, man.
no,
And,
but that's what basically what that is. I have had an opportunity, Kaz, over at the club station. They have a Windows 10 machine. I've played with the magnification feature.
so that's for
Not
amateur
bad.
radio, right?
Yes.
That's for amateur radio. Because when
Yeah,
you say
amateur
club, I
radio.
keep thinking caveman. Hooga
Yeah,
booga.
caveman. Well, it's basically a man cave. Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
Wow.
You know, it has like three different stations that
Nice.
what have you. So one can go play and talk around the world. But
Hey,
that's
awesome.
another.
That's another show too,
yeah,
man.
that's another
That's
ball
another
of
show
wax.
too.
You betcha. You betcha. Lots of stuff to look forward to,
Yes.
folks.
You've already got half of your next year planned out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony has called me when I'm sitting there and I'm listening around on 20 meters, which is 14 megahertz, and yep. I mean, I've heard some very interesting conversations on there, but you know what, folks? That's
That's another show.
that's another show. So we'll leave it at that. But
Gee,
so
I wonder how hard it would be to patch bumping into walls out onto an amateur radio channel, so people could listen to it live on their
Wow.
amateur radios.
that
Anyways,
would
that's
not
another
be
show, too.
allowed.
That wouldn't be
Oh, dang
allowed,
it.
so
Wow.
no. Good try though. I'll give you A for effort on that one.
Yeah, one cannot play music or Yeah, it's meant for yakking.
It's just meant for
Fair
yakking and
It's not like Clubhouse. Okay.
no, it's
no,
not.
No. So
Not like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, no.
Yeah.
no, you can't do. But no, so I have had and I gotta admit back to the magnification. It's actually pretty good. Have used Zoom Text
Which is a
on a
magnification
computer, which is
program,
another
right?
magnification program that was covered through my workplace, or it was covered. I didn't have to. If I had to, it's actually quite a bit of money.
Yeah, all
So-
these
Yes.
programs except for NVDA are quite a bit of money. But if you're working, JAWS, the program JAWS is what is expected because you're not, as a work employer, going to put some open source that you don't know anything about software on your system. But with JAWS, they know that it's developed by a company, so they're more willing to access their system with it. And that's why, and it does.
Which is true, but it's
Yeah.
a shame because some employers are deterred by the cost of JAWS.
But there are ways around that.
And although NVDA is open source, I think what a lot of people, they hear open source and get a little scared, but there is a company, NV Access, that manages things and does quality assurance and makes sure that, you know, random people aren't just pushing random updates out to NVDA that break things.
oh, great, that's awesome.
So, you know,
there is some
there-
control there.
there has been some establishment more over the years, and NV Access has established themselves as a company and, you know, put out training materials and
Which you have to
done
pay
the
for.
things that a screen, well, fair enough, you get the screen reader for free, so.
But yes, so you're really, you know, as long as people understand, and you're paying for it in Australian dollars. So as long as you're
well,
aware of
there
all
you
those
go.
things, you know,
Well, sometimes that works out better for us in terms
Maybe.
of the...
maybe.
Maybe not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
but
it's great to have Jesse back, and great that, you know, the band is back in town, man. The band's back together.
what
the
band?
Country Bears are back together.
Country Bears?
Oh my God, I never heard of them.
What?
I've never heard of the Country Bears.
No, neither have I.
I
It
don't know
was
who they
a
are.
kids movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
And
see,
the
you're-
whole premise of the movie is that they had to go out and get the band back together and find all the old Country Bears members and get them back together to do a show for
Oh,
some
wow.
reason. I don't know.
It was just randomly strange, right? Just
I
like
was a
most
kid,
kids' movies.
And it came out, and I
there
saw
you
it
go.
in theaters.
Oh, right on.
Oh
right on.
my gosh!
There you go,
know,
man.
we got a little bit of time in here. So, has anybody seen any good movies lately? I don't know. I feel movies has just been lacking.
Yeah, I don't know. if
You're
they
the
make
movie guy,
movies-
man.
I don't
You-
know if they make movies like they used to.
They
I saw one that was made back in 2022. I know it's always back, but it's probably the most recent thing I've seen.
oh,
It's
yeah.
called A Man Called Otto.
Oh, I saw that one. That was funny.
Yes, that was a good one. You know, it had some kind of heavy topics in it, but it was good and it was funny, and that was a good one. I mean, of course, for me nowadays, I've gotten spoiled. I grew up watching movies with my siblings and stuff, but nowadays, for me, if I go to watch a movie and I can't get it with descriptive video, then I can't follow it. I watch a couple of minutes of it and then kind of give up on it.
I do the same thing, so it's not just a young person thing. I mean, if we have it accessible, that's the thing. If it's available and people know about it, I mean, even the people I live with had never heard of, digital accessibility for movies and stuff. When they did, even my uncle now, my aunt and uncle, when she's in the kitchen cooking, she can turn on the described video and cook in the kitchen and still follow her program, her Young and the Restless. Yeah, I know. Without having to look at the screen. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys.
My Nana would do the same thing, yes.
I think we're going to wrap it, boys.
That is a wrap up. Thank you for listening. Jesse, thanks for joining us for a 1-year show. Everyone take care. All the listeners out there in Radioland and beyond, do take care, and we'll catch you on the next episode.